Welcome, Vedant, to this discussion today with me. Thank you for joining. And just for the viewers, Vedant graduated with a bachelor's degree in engineering. You did your IT engineering, right, Vedant?
No, I did my bachelor's in electronics and
Okay,
telecommunication.
yeah, sorry. You did your bachelor's in electronics and
Mhm.
telecommunication from the Rajiv Gandhi Institute of Technology in Mumbai. And that was in 2020. You graduated in 2020.
2020, when I graduated in 2020.
And in 2021, you joined Northeastern University for the Master's in Analytics program.
Exactly, exactly,
Correct.
exactly.
So, how has been your experience with this programs now that you have graduated? You just
Mhm,
completed this program. So, how was your overall experience with
mhm.
Northeastern and especially the analytics program?
Okay. So first of all, thank you so much, sir, for giving me this opportunity to guide students who are coming to US for their masters.
Mm.
So I've done my masters in analytics from Northeastern University, and my concentration majorly includes data science. So like I still remember the day when I was applying for I was searching for universities in US, across the US, and I was quite confused like which field to choose and which not to choose, because I come from totally different background. My
Mm.
background is in electronics and telecommunication, and I had literally zero knowledge about coding or stuff like that, and I was quite confused like what to choose. But then I did some research and I found out that I was mainly inclined towards two fields, which was one was engineering management and one was data analytics side.
Okay.
So I obviously consulted you and I talked with my seniors and people over there in US, and they suggested me that okay, in few years the data, like all sectors of company needs data people, so it's better to come to data, or you be in a specific situation. Like if I would have choose engineering management, then it would have been like supply chain or something like that.
Mhm.
So I was like, I'll go with the data, and it was kind of thing like, okay, let's see how it goes. Like I was totally not sure about it 100%, but then I was like, okay, I will because I had like worked couple of projects where I had did with my work with Python or something, and I was like, let's see how it goes. And I read about the articles and everything about data and how the data people are performing in US, and it was like quite intriguing for me. Like, oh, okay, let's go and see. And obviously, if, as a student, everyone have their dream universities in US,
Right.
and for me also, I shortlisted like around 5 to 6 universities, which was like I wanted to get an admission into, and Northeastern was one of them. And about the program in Northeastern, about the analytics, it's quite good. And like in US, the programs are quite inclined towards the professional work what you do, and it's like what the actual work is going on in the industry. They teach you about that things only, basically, and not like like in India how they used to teach you about theories and something like that. In US, it's very practical based. Whatever the assignments or whatever the projects or whatever they teach you, it's very practical based. So I've like in 2 years the program was quite good. It Some subjects were like very new to me, and some technologies were very new, so it was like I had to put in much extra efforts to do the assignments or do any projects. But then overall I would say it's quite good. Like I enjoyed my journey. Like there was ups and downs. Obviously, when you come to US for the first time, there are ups and downs for everyone over here. So similarly, I also had my ups and downs. Like at starting, like very common issue is that there is diverse people in your class. Like there's not only Indians, there are many people who come across from other parts of the globe, and obviously you don't know what the professor like some, because we Indians are used to like we what we talk is an Indian English, and we are not used to the other type of listening to other English or something, like people talking very fluently in English. So there are some times like in starting you used to get like, okay, what professor is saying, you won't understand that. But then one thing what I liked about over here is that no matter how many times you ask any question to any professor, they are very open and they are very kind to you. They won't make any fun, or they won't be like, okay, you don't understand this, or they won't judge you on whatever you ask them. You even if you ask serious, they won't be like, okay, you are here for masters, but then you should be knowing this. It's like mandatory. You should be knowing some things. They are never like that. They never uh, judge you on those stuff. So I really like that thing. And obviously, I also had that same problem. Like, okay, first I used to not understand few things what professor used to say, or few technologies or few assignments where I used to be, I had to work with some softwares. So I used to ask professors and everything. So it was little difficult at the start, but then I enjoyed my journey. Like uh, I would like whoever is coming to US, I would suggest like first 6 months are like everyone is going to have an roller coaster for their first 6 months because you're completely new to the country and you don't know exactly what is going on because you have to take care of many things like back in India, no one, you're not used to such things like washing utensils, doing your own work, cooking your own food 2 times, 3 times a day, then washing doing laundries and or stuff like that. And first, first few months, you will be like, oh, you will feel burden and you will feel that, oh, I miss my home and everything. But then, the main thing is that you need to connect with a good friends or good people over here. They are really supportive and those are the people who are your like family basically because you're away from your family, so these are the people who are your real family over here. So I would suggest like get a good group of friends or get a group of people when you come to the US because that's that's like not mandatory but that's an unseen
Yeah,
like
that's a good
unseen
support
like
system
that's
to
the
have, right?
mandatory,
Yes,
yeah,
that will
support
be
system
a
like
good
because
tenure.
over the period of 2 years they are your family, like you can share
Correct, right.
everything because they know you from day one and you can talk to them, you can share with them what you're feeling or what you're not feeling. Sometimes it happens that you miss your parents, you miss your friends back in India, but then that are the times when these people comes in handy or
Right.
these people comes helpful to you. So that's like first 6 months I would say like the same thing, like you people are roller coaster, you don't understand what is going on with you, plus you have the coursework, your new university, lot of things, people are searching for on campus jobs and
Right.
you know first of all first few months, so like we Indians have that what do you say, the mentality of converting everything when you buy something in US. So that is something I would say not to do that because
Okay.
yeah, because that is very that is quite disturbing and that takes you a turn in your head because like suppose you go to buy any grocery and you get your total bill of $30, $40, and that is like just in 2 weeks 3 weeks grocery, but then you will convert it and you will be like, oh, that is 3,000 4,000 I'm utilizing. That is very much like expensive, and then you will create pressure on yourself that, oh, I need to restrict myself on certain things. But then I would say don't do that because it will take time to get an on campus, but then once you earn in dollars, you'll obviously spend in dollars, and then the equation will balance out for you. But that is like these are the common things like what every
Sure.
graduate students will face in US. Um,
So, but I
in
mean,
general,
coming from an electronics and telecom background,
mhm,
for a course in analytics, okay, did you
mhm.
find it really difficult, or you thought that was kind of an adjustment
Yeah,
period
like
kind of thing?
uh I said previously, like I had a zero background about coding or
Correct,
stuff
right.
like that, and I had never used any visualization tools, or maybe maybe I had used SQL once or twice in my undergrad projects, but then I never used Python. Like only once I used for my one of my projects, and then I never used. Basically, I was not at all. Used to the softwares like Tableau or Power BI or Click or something
Correct.
like that. But then coming from an electronics background, I don't think I found that very difficult for me to
Okay.
understand because uh, it's like it's how can I say, like how can I put it into words? It's like even if you code or even if you do some coding about data related stuff, there is a pattern. There's a certain kind of a pattern which you need to follow. Like, if I go in very technical terms, then I don't want to create
No,
any.
no,
I don't want to.
that's okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So there is a technical pattern. Like once you load a data, then you find the missing
No, I
values, you
mean,
clean
my
data,
reason
and
for
yeah.
asking you this is many students who plan to go into
Mhm.
analytics or something like data science or something like that, and
Mhm,
don't
mhm,
come from a
mhm,
computing background, always
mhm,
have this,
mhm,
inhibitions that what if I'm
mhm.
not able to cope up, and so that's the reason
Okay.
why I just wanted, I mean, a general view that okay, are
Yeah.
students
So
able to
it's
cope up
see
or
there is there's not something like that. I won't think it depends on you. It depends on individual
correct?
because the technologies are not that hard to understand or something like that. And there
Okay.
are millions of resources available online, like where you can go and search about whatever
Sure.
you find that. So I would say ki, take a risk, because obviously that risk, the result is very fruitful of that risk. And I really enjoy doing stuff with data and working with data of, like, different fields or different sectors of industry. And you once you put in your efforts, and once you start understanding what that thing is telling you,
Mhm.
then I think it's very easy for you to, you don't have to put in extra efforts later on, like after a year or after a few
Sure.
years. You don't have to put that. So I would say it's not that difficult. It's not a rocket science kind of a thing.
Okay.
Obviously, you do practice for, like, starting few months. It will be difficult for you. You will find it difficult. You won't understand what is going on. Everything will go above your head. But then talk to your professors, talk to your seniors, connect with them on LinkedIn, or even there are people like TAs assigned to each course over here in US. So
Right.
I myself served as an TA, so I know, like, what kind of questions people ask and come to you with. Like,
Mhm.
some students will come with like zero background, and they will be like, we don't know how to do coding. So that time you can talk to your TAs. TAs are really helpful. Like, they will help you with your assignments. They obviously they won't do your assignments, but then
Yeah,
they,
they
because
guide
if
you
they
out.
have done
Yeah.
everything, yeah, with that course, they will help you with it. They have the weekly TA sessions where you can sit with the TA. You can And normally in US, 90% of the time TAs are Indians, so it's like you can be very friendly, or you can be with that attitude that, oh, please tell me this. You don't have to be shy or something like that with TA. So
Sure.
I think professors, TAs, your seniors are the best source where you can utilize them, and you can understand the basic fundamental concepts of any
Right.
field you want. It's not only data, but even if you want to field to computer science, or maybe the field which are not known to,
Right.
I would say that
And
it's good
yeah.
to do that.
So, and I mean, one of the reasons actually why everybody
Mhm.
wants to go to Northeastern is obviously, of course, the location. And
Mhm.
the very important thing is the co-ops of that the
Exactly.
university offers. Right?
Mm.
So, can you just
Mhm.
highlight a little bit of on how the co-op works, how many students get it? Is it like a very common thing at Northeastern?
Mhm. So that was also, like, honestly, that was also one of the reasons why I chose Northeastern, was because of the
Yeah,
co-op program, and also the
correct.
they are very flexible with your academics. Like, if you want to take courses with co-op, you are allowed to take. Some of the universities in US, I think, they
Yeah,
don't allow you to take any
don't allow
course when
co-op.
you are on your internship. Yeah,
Mhm.
but Northeastern does that. And it's basically like, there are students, like, if you are applying for Northeastern, and like, if you are very much thorough with your knowledge, or if you're very much focused, then what I would suggest is, like, start, like, when you do your application process and everything, you have that couple of months before you fly to US, like from June to July, once you have not, where you're completely free.
Yeah.
I would suggest, or I would advise students, like upcoming students, that start making a resume that time, because once you land in US, and because first 2-3 months are going to be like very new to you, and you won't be understanding what's going on. You have a lot of things to do, take care of.
Right.
But and in that, working on resume is quite difficult. So I would say, when you're back in India, you have that free period. Start working on resume. See, like, connect with your seniors who are in Northeastern, or maybe whatever the university you are going to. Connect with the seniors over there, and ask them, like, what is the sample, like, how is the sample resume over there, like, how
Sure.
you create a resume. Because back in India, we have some different pattern, and US, we
Mhm.
have some different pattern. So start connecting with the resume, and main thing is build your resume. Once you build your resume, the that is the first step, and that is the most important step, because building a resume is the most important. Once a resume is done, doing an application a day is easy process. Like, on it is quite like, it takes very hectic, or it takes your mind here and there, but then eventually everyone lands into a co-op. Even if it's a co-op, or even if it's an internship, everyone lands over here. Like, it's just a matter of time when you get
Okay.
a call, and how you convert your call into your final interviews with your company. And the main one more thing I would suggest is connect. connect a lot of people on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is the best source to use over here in US,
Mm.
because like in India we have the something called as campus recruitment. Over here in US you don't have something called as campus recruitment. So
Right.
there's no company going to come to your university and hire you. So you have to connect more on LinkedIn, try to utilize all the, because I I also, like, there is something like I didn't know what Northeastern was like. Northeastern used to provide us with 6 months of LinkedIn Premium, and it was not quite
Okay.
known to me when I landed into US. So there are few things which university provide to you, but you
Okay.
need to ask people around you that what are the things.
Sure.
So, I mean, especially seniors are the best source for this thing. So I would say connect to more people on LinkedIn. Talk to the company's HRs or the people who are hiring, and they will give you a more broader idea about what is going on in the company, whether they are hiring, like they are recruiting actively or they're not recruiting.
Mhm.
And
Right.
the
But
once you get an
but
interview.
what you said was most of the students in Northeastern eventually manage to get an internship on
Yeah,
site.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Exactly. Some manage to get in a good companies, like very big company. It depends basically. Over here in US, landing a job depends on your work ex and
Right.
how
Okay.
you can how you speak and how you present yourself in front of an interviewer. Some of the like who are with good work ex and who have a good background or who knows how to present themselves in like in front of people, they manage to get in good companies. Like, even people over here, I have seen my friends, they are working in good companies like Qualcomm, Amazon, or even some people are working in Apple, Microsoft as
Okay.
their co-op. And
Hmm.
so even other few students manage to do their co-op in some local companies, like which are in Boston based companies or which are in MA, like the companies which are MA based. So it's not about like no one, like how the process is, but then eventually everyone manages to land or get their co-ops or
Sure.
internships. So
Right. So, and how is the
Northeastern.
on-campus job scenario at Northeastern? I mean, do most students get maybe student jobs, RAs, TAs, or very few of them get it?
So over here in Northeastern, it's like currently there are a lot of Indians. So whatever the on campus are present in Northeastern are basically the competition between Indians. So
Okay.
other people are not at all competing with you. So the competition is between Indians. So there are plenty of jobs in Northeastern where people work. Like I myself did 4 different jobs in Northeastern as an on campus. So I worked as a customer executive. I worked as in library. I worked as an. I'm currently working also as an videographer in my athletics team, Northeastern Athletics videography team, and also
Okay.
I'm a TA.
Uh-huh.
So there are many jobs in Northeastern. It's not like there are no, like, there, like in other, like how in other universities I have seen there are like less number of jobs available,
Right.
and so competition is very high. But over here in Northeastern, it's like the competition is high and the number of jobs are also very high. So it's
Okay.
like uh, you need to fight for that. The If you send your application for any on-campus jobs, in like within half an hour of the opening of the job, then the chances are very high that you might get the job.
Okay.
Sorry. Also, reference works over here in Northeastern. Like
Mm.
if I have been working as in now, like I worked as an videographer in my athletics team.
Okay.
Now, if someone else comes and if I refer that person, then
Okay.
obviously his number of the chance of getting him that job is more as compared to if he applies online on the workday. So the main thing is reference. You can also talk with your seniors and just ask them to give reference wherever they are working.
Okay.
And about the TAs and RAs, I guess for first 6 months, you're not allowed to do any TAs and RAs.
Okay.
Once you complete your 1 year or 8 months, then you're basically qualified to do, or you're basically allowed to do a TA or an RA job. But
Okay.
yes, you get an RA, you also get an TA. I have seen many couple of my friends and many people over here in Northeastern have RAs and TAs. So
Okay.
that's not an issue in Northeastern.
So do RATA jobs at Northeastern come with, apart from a slightly higher stipend, are there any other advantages like fee waivers or insurance or anything else that you get as part of the RATA job, or is it just a slightly higher stipend?
Like Northeastern is not an public university, so
Right.
obviously, like over here, the university doesn't offer to you that much scholarship or something like that, stipend or something. But yes, if you're an TA, if you're an RA, then you do get a good amount of stipend for that. Like suppose normal. stipend in MA in general is like $15 per hour. What you get working an hour, but if you are a TA, if you are an RA, you get around 19 to 20. So which is
Okay.
I think which is pretty good, like which is
You're right.
decent and which is pretty high when you do that. And obviously when you're working, there are certain number of hours where you can work for an TA and RA. For example, if you're in TA, you can work for like maximum 12 hours, 15 hours, depending on your course
Okay.
and your college, what your college is permitting you. And RA is something also which they also work for like 13, 15 hours. But then even though the like you can work for 20 hours a week, but in TAs and RA, you only work for like 12 to 15 hours.
Okay.
But even if you're working for those 12 to 15 hours, your stipend is pretty high. So it's like balances out if you're working for the 20, someone is working 20 hours a week. So
Okay.
it balances.
Okay. And how, I mean, currently you are in the process of finding your full-time jobs, right?
Mhm.
So how has
Mhm.
been the experience? I mean, I mean, of course, things are not really that rosy as they were maybe a couple of years back. I mean, but
Mhm.
in general, how many jobs did you apply to, and how many interviews did you get, and what is the? Can you just
Mhm.
throw some I mean, some high.
Okay. So yeah. So about this, when I was applying for my internships, or when you say co-op, which
Uh-huh.
like Northeast, like which is Northeastern famous for, I would say I won't be like very just want to show the good side, but I would obviously I would want everyone
Sure,
to
yeah.
know that the what is the
What is the real picture? Yeah.
what is the real picture behind it. So even though Northeastern is good with co-ops and internships, or any other university in US, it's not only about Northeastern, but any other university. The real picture is that when you're applying for an internship or any co-op, you have to apply to minimum 200 to 300 companies.
Okay.
When you apply to like the ratio is like when you apply to 100 companies, you will get 5 to 10 calls. So the
Okay.
ratio is basically 1 is to 10. So
Okay.
it's like I applied for my internship. I applied to approximately 300 to 400 companies, and I got around 12, 13 calls. And out of those 12, 13 calls, the companies which convert your interview into a job is like hardly 4 to 5.
Okay.
So the ratio is quite low. Ratio is quite low, but then I would say it's good. Like the struggle
Possible,
is
right?
real
Yeah.
over here. Yeah, yeah, its struggle is real. If the scenario is like this for internship, then for a full time, it's like I have seen my seniors who have applied to, the numbers are like 700, 800 jobs, and then they manage to land a job finally.
Okay.
So it's like I won't say there is a proper number to it. Till now,
Hmm.
I'm applying like it's been 1.5 months and I have started my applications for full time.
Okay.
And daily, I have a goal set that in a day I would apply to minimum 20 to 25 jobs.
Okay.
So that makes the whole thing like sometimes I apply to 15, sometimes I apply to 20, sometimes it goes, it comes down to 10 also. It depends completely on how the openings are posted on LinkedIn, or there are hundreds of sites. So basically the
Correct.
sites
Correct.
which I use for my full-time applications are LinkedIn, Indeed, Monster. So these are the three sites which I use. And
Mm-hmm.
Northeastern also have their own website or kind of a site where they post their jobs and co-ops, which is called NU Works. So where the university brings in the company and they post the company openings, and you just have to put in your credentials, and then you're good to go. Like
Okay.
other than like unlike other like where you work have to work apply on work days or some other portals where a
Mm-hmm.
company has.
Got it.
But Northeastern has their own portal, which is NU Works, where you just have to put in your credentials and your upload your resume, and that's it. If the company finds your resume which is suitable with their job description, then they will call you.
Okay.
So it's a good, like it's there are days where you feel very low, where you feel very frustrated that I'm not getting any calls or something like that. But my suggestion would be like just continue with the process, and whenever you feel low or whenever you feel like frustrated kind of a thing, then just go out. The climate is pretty good over here now. It's summertime in US,
Mm-hmm.
and outside it's pretty good. So when you go, you get a fresh air. You will feel little. Talk to your friends. Obviously talk to your family, talk to your friends, talk to your colleagues, and your if you have professors like who are very good to you and you have very good relation with them, then you can obviously talk with them. They are really helpful with that.
Sure. Yeah, I think that was really insightful in terms of your overall experience at Northeastern. job search process, and especially the initial part that you said about the struggle that one has to face
Mhm.
when you actually get there,
Yeah, exactly.
right? The few
Mhm.
initial days, which everybody has generally
Absolutely.
goes through, right?
Mhm.
So, Vedant,
Uh,
thanks a lot. Yeah, since you're saying something.
no, I just want to say that thank you for giving me this opportunity. I like to all other students I have known Regis for quite long now. It's been more than I guess 2 years, like
Yeah,
almost for 3 years I
4 years, in
have
fact,
known
two,
sir.
3 years.
Yeah, it's
Because I
been
think
4.
you
Yeah, yeah. I
started your applications
in
for the
2020,
2020 intake. That was
2019. Yeah, exactly. We
2019. You
started in
started working for
2019
the
and
2020 intake because of COVID. It did not go and it got delayed by
yeah.
another year.
Delayed by a year. So I know Regis sir from long time, and he is really helpful. And whenever you feel like you feel any kind of, you are confused or you don't want to, you don't know which university to choose or which background to choose, you can obviously because sir has always been there for me, and he has he's someone who has lived in US, so he knows he can tell you in better ways like what are the things which you need to do or which you not need to do. And there are sessions which sir keeps every before the fall intake, so you can attend that, and you those are really key insights which you can get before landing into US. So I would like to say thank you to sir to giving me this opportunity,
So thanks
and today
again.
where I am. Yeah, yeah, thank you so much.
And we'll maybe have another session like
Yeah.
last year we did one for the pre-departure topics on.
Pre-departure, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
So maybe if you're available, maybe we can
Yes,
have
yes, sure,
another
sure.
one
I would
regarding
love.
this.
I obviously every time I love to talk with the students who are coming to US because I have been in their place and I know how it feels
Sure.
completely to like what thoughts are going on or what thoughts are running into your mind before you fly to US. So I would love to connect with
Sure,
you
sure,
again whenever you
definitely.
have that session. Okay. Yep.
Okay. Thanks a
Thank you
lot,
so much.
Vedant. Yeah.
Yes.
Bye.
Yes. Thank you. Have a good day, sir. Yeah. Bye
Bye.
bye.